Sometimes you actually see parents that will compare it to another sibling, which is horrible. You should never ever compare your child with another child. Like, you are not just breaking that kid, you are breaking those two kids. Like, those kids are more likely to grow up broken and disengaged from each other as a result of your toxic behavior. If you do not love your children as a parent, especially at a really young age, your kids are going to grow up broken, not knowing what love is. This is why a lot of us out here, we're doing all kinds of weird things, seeking for love, desperately seeking for love, because we don't know what love looks like. No one has ever shown us what love looks like. Our parents, especially our mothers, the people who are supposed to love us regardless, unconditionally, show us what love is. Make us feel love in our body, mind, and soul. Those people rejected us, brought us down. They were the reasons why we hated ourselves. And unfortunately, in extreme cases, they're the reason why we ended it all. Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode on Let's Talk About Us with Uche. Real quick, if you're new to this channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button. I am literally begging, guys. The reason why I'm begging, guys, is because as a new YouTuber, as a new content creator on the internet, YouTube algorithm picks up on new content creators and is more likely to push my content to other people. I work so hard. I literally record and edit literally every single day, and I'm trying to get to at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. As in before January, I would like to have at least 1,000 followers on my YouTube. Thank you so much for understanding. If you were a content creator, if you were working so hard, putting your heart, your mind, and your soul, doing what I do, like literally every single day, you would like the exact same support. So please hit that subscribe button, bottom right corner subscribe button, and please hit that like button. Thank you so much for understanding. Let's get into today's video. So yesterday I was just scrolling through Instagram, and my girl Lovely T, she posted this video, this viral clip of Jennette McCurdy, who wrote a book recently about her mother, describing her toxic relationship with her mother, and she's been going around the country giving interviews and talking about the book, and this is the very first time that a lot of people, the general public, were getting to understand the deep, dark, toxic relationship dynamic that she had with her mother that literally no one knew. We all saw her as a really cute, awesome girl who just did her thing on TV. For people who don't know who Jennette McCurdy is, she is an American writer, podcaster, and an author. Most people know her from her TV series iCarly back in the day that she did with Ariana Grande before Ariana Grande's career took off. And then a lot of people also know her today because of the book that she wrote recently, I Am Glad My Mother Died. When that book first came out, a lot of people were concerned. Is this a satire? Is this some type of comedy? Like, is this real? Why? Whoever publicly, especially celebrity, publicly declares that they are happy that their mother died. Everyone was wondering about the book. She came to reveal to a lot of people, like, if you read the book, I haven't read the book yet, I'm still yet to order it. I'm going to definitely be ordering it so I can read word for word. According to some of the things that she shared through her interview, she had a really toxic, abusive relationship with her mother. It may not necessarily have been physical, but it definitely was verbal. So this particular video interview that she's done, among many others that she's done, the platform where Jada Pinkett Smith and her daughter and sometimes her mother host the round table, the red round table. This went viral. So please go ahead and check out this video, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
It's an email that my mom sent me. Dear Nat, I am so disappointed in you. You used to be my perfect little angel, but now you are nothing more than a little, all caps, slut, floozy, all used up. And to think, you wasted it on that hideous ogre of a man. I saw the pictures on a website called TMZ. I saw you rubbing his disgusting hairy stomach. I knew you were lying about Colton. I had told her I was with a friend, Colton. Add that to the list of things you are. Liar, conniving, evil. You look pudgier too. It's clear you're eating your guilt. Thinking of you with his ding-dong inside of you makes me sick. Sick. I raised you better than this. What happened to my good little girl? Where did she go? And who is this monster that has replaced her? You're an ugly monster now. I told your brothers about you, and they all said they disown you just like I do. We want nothing to do with you. Love, Mom. Or should I say Deb, since I am no longer your mother. P.S. Send money for a new fridge. Ours broke. The P.S. gets me.
Send money for a new fridge.
It was.
So you guys saw that video. Some of the things that her mother said to her in that letter, even the women on that table were quite appalled by it. The reason why I chose to talk about this particular topic is to shine light on something a lot of people don't talk about. Maybe because a lot of people consider it as taboo, but it's still reality nonetheless. Toxic parents do exist, especially toxic mothers. The reason why I'm emphasizing on toxic mothers specifically is because I feel like there's this cultural, or at least universal cultural notion that mothers are perfect. Now, no parents is perfect. I know that there is no actual manual on how to be a parent, but I've always believed that being intentional, being as intentional as possible definitely goes a long way. Like when you put your child first above your need, you genuinely come through for your kid with all your heart, with all your might, that kid is able to perceive that as you doing the best that you can. But unfortunately, this is not the case. We've seen so many countless toxic family dynamics from celebrities, some to real regular people. You might even be a victim of domestic abuse from your own parents. Me personally, I can definitely relate. And I know I've talked about this in some of my previous episodes. To people who don't know me, who don't know my story, I've kind of shared a little bit of the situation that I had with my family growing up, some of the abuses that I would receive from my parents, but specifically my mother, since we're talking about mothers right now. And I've shared this in the past. I didn't grow up with my mother. She had me in Nigeria, and around 4 or 5 months old, she left to the West. And the first time that I got to see her after she left, after 5 months old, was when I was 9 years old. And literally from the very first day, literally the very first day, she showed me who she is. So I can never forget some of the really horrible things that she said to me at 9 years old, as in literally the first time that you're meeting your child, or at least the first time that your child is meeting you for the very first time after a long time apart. I remember her saying things along the line of regretting having me and how I am the cause of her miserable life, and so many nasty things that she said. And that was just the beginning. I endured so much abusive words and abusive behaviors from my mother and my father, but specifically mother right now, for so many years until I was completely done. And I'm going to be addressing a whole lot of this in my book that I've officially started writing. I started writing it this year. I don't know when I'll be done writing it. I don't know when it's going to be published, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, but I am looking forward to writing this book. So this is why you need to subscribe to me. So whenever I do write this book and publish it, you will be notified instantly. I mean, this is going to be a banger. I am pouring out my heart, my body, my soul into this book. It is going to be as articulate and detailed as possible. I'm going to be spilling every kind of tea. Like, my story is so unique in its own way that I cannot wait to finish writing this book. Like I said, I've started writing it, and I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of things that culturally, not just as humans, but also specifically Nigerians, we like to sweep under the carpet. One of the things that I benefited about my relationship with my mother, in spite of all the negativity, is the fact that I didn't have that initial bond with her. Like most people have that relationship, that mother-son or mother-child bond with the parents. I didn't have that. And because I didn't have that, that gave me the opportunity to see her for who she is. And I was able to pinpoint some of the things that a lot of people would automatically make excuses for their parents. I mean, literally every year when we have Mother's Day, you have so many people who post about their mothers, happy Mother's Day, this and that. A lot of those people don't really like their mothers as much as you would think they do. I would actually argue that's one of the reasons why a lot of people post about their mothers and brag about their mothers on social media, is because of social conformity and pressure, fear of missing out. You don't want to be the one who does not post about your mother. And quite frankly, so many people are products of toxic relationships, toxic family dynamics, have toxic relationships with their mothers, their fathers. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this can definitely damage a person. I've always talked about this on my episodes so many times, that you as a parent, or at least if you are as an aspiring parent, it is your duty to work hard to heal from your childhood trauma before you have children, so you don't pass down that trauma to your child. Now your kid has to grow up and heal from you, but your kid is not equally broken. This is what generational trauma is. You perpetuate the exact same mess every generation, and this is why we need to be talking about these things. The point is not to hate your parents. The reason why I'm talking about this is not to say that I hate my mother. I do not hate her. I'm not trying to be abusive to mothers or any women out there or anyone who has been through any form of domestic abuse. The point of this particular podcast and YouTube episode is to air it out, to talk about it as honestly and transparently as possible. Toxic parents do exist. Toxic mothers do exist. I know that in the society that we live in today, we've been indoctrinated to believe that this is normal. It is what it is. We see memes about this all the time, especially from, like African parents, immigrant parents, Hispanic parents, even Middle Eastern parents. We see all these memes and we laugh because it's relatable. A lot of us can relate to it from our own individual backgrounds. But at the end of the day, these things are very toxic because those words hurt. Some of the things that they do, some of the things that they say to you, some of the microaggressions, some of the words that they use against you, bring you down. Sometimes you actually see parents that will compare you to another sibling, which is horrible. You should never, ever compare your child with another child. Like, you are not just breaking that kid, you are breaking those two kids. Like, those kids are more likely to grow up broken and disengaged from each other. as a result of your toxic behavior. And I know so many people have gotten online and gotten on TV and has so many reports and so many interviews and some viral stuff that they've done, literally anything for attention. This is not the vibe that I'm getting from Jennette. I feel like just looking her face, feeling her energy. To people who've been following me, I'm big on spirituality, I'm big on energy. I could feel her energy just from here. I could feel how sincere this is. Like, she's just had enough.
You seem so calm about it now. What do you hope people take away from the book?
I hope people, I put all of myself into this book, 110% of myself. And I said a lot of things, a lot of uncomfortable truths that are, I think, difficult things to say. The more uncomfortable something was for me to put on the page, the more important it felt for me to put it on the page. That kind of honesty has been truly liberating for me and has led me to a life of fulfillment and authenticity that I hope for everybody. So I hope that people take away the honesty and are maybe inspired to share some of those uncomfortable truths about themselves.
And for someone to confidently say that she is glad that her mother died, I mean, especially a woman. The reason why I'm talking about this is because growing up, we've been taught that a father is supposed to be a boy's best friend. A mother is supposed to be a girl's best friend. And now you have this girl, this woman who was elated that her mother passed away because she could not endure the abusive relationship that she had with her mother. This speaks a lot. And I hope that this will begin a very honest conversations that some of the things that our parents do that perpetuate our problems, some of the toxic behaviors that our parents spill over to us and that we have to heal from. I really do wish her the best. I hope that she heals. I hope that she finds grace with herself. I am not so sure some of the things that she's doing in order for her to heal, but from what I've seen so far about her, she seems like a very resourceful, independent, smart girl. And she seemed like the type of person who will be able to get into therapy, do everything that she needs to do. Writing this book and talking about this and on interviews and being as bold and shameless as possible is definitely the first step. A lot of people are in denial of some of the issues that we have in our families. The point is not to be in denial. Maybe out of shame, maybe out of guilt, maybe out of ego, but that's not the point. The point is to have honest conversations at some of the things that make us human beings. Because if you do not love your children as a parent, especially at a really young age, your kids are going to grow up broken, not knowing what love is. This is why a lot of us out here, we're doing all kinds of weird things, seeking for love, desperately seeking for love, because we don't know what love looks like. No one has ever shown us what love looks like. Our parents, especially our mothers, the people who are supposed to love us regardless, unconditionally, show us what love is. Make us feel love in our body, mind, and soul. Those people rejected us, brought us down. They were the reasons why we hated ourselves. And unfortunately, in extreme cases, they're the reason why we ended it all. And I'm so glad that this woman is definitely speaking up. I've met so many people who are speaking up against abusive relationship with their parents. I definitely am one of those people. Like I said, I'm writing about this in my book. Of course, I'm not just going to be talking about abusive relationship with my family. I'm going to be talking about so many things. The typical Nigerian and Nigerian American family dynamic, my childhood, literally every single thing about my story that has made me as bold, confident, and boss as I am today. So guys, that's basically the end of today's episode. I wanted to come out here and give my own opinion as to the book by Jennette McCurdy and talk about how I definitely applaud her for her bravery, especially as a celebrity and a woman, to come out and talk about the abusive relationship that she had with her mother, and also some of the abusive relationship that she had with some of her colleagues. I think one of her bosses or something like that. She spoke up against that. I really do applaud her. She seemed like somebody who's genuine. I hope she finds healing and success in all her life endeavors. And I'm really hoping that this will begin more conversation. Like, it will be like a blueprint for more honest conversations as to toxic family relationships that a lot of people have, especially mother-child, father-child, doesn't matter. Even though society has kind of hushed us and tried to make us believe that this is taboo to talk about these things, because you're supposed to love your parents no matter what. Yes, you can definitely love your parents no matter what, but at the end of the day, it is imperative that we hold them accountable for their behaviors, because their behaviors can be detrimental to our well-being. And like I always say, if you ever witness something that does not sit well with your spirit and you do not check it, you do not hold it accountable, you are indirectly condoning that same behavior. So whenever you see something, hear something, or go somewhere that doesn't sit well with your spirit, it is your duty to check it. It is your duty to challenge it, because again, you are indirectly condoning that particular behavior. Please let me know how you guys feel about today's topic. Do you agree with me that toxic parents do exist? Do you agree with me that not every child parent, especially child-mother relationship is as happy as society has told us it should be? Do you agree with me that there are toxic parents out there, especially toxic mothers? And do you agree with me that we need to start having more honest conversations about this, not out of resentment, but out of genuine love, out of genuine intention to heal, so that we don't perpetuate the exact same hurt that our parents passed to us, to our own children? And healing is now. Do you agree with me that Jeanette McCurdy is very brave to be able to step up and talk about all the things that she's talked about, especially considering how personal it is and how much it could hurt her career? You know how Hollywood is. They try to cut you off from everything when you blow the whistle. So do you agree with me that it was definitely brave for her to come out here and talk about all these personal things about her personal life? And if you don't agree with me, please share your thoughts down below. I definitely do enjoy reading everybody's comments. Like I begged before, please, 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 please subscribe. I am literally begging, please help me out, help my hustle out. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and give a thumbs up. And please do not forget to hit that bell notification, so anytime I upload a video, you'll be the very first to be notified. I work so hard, guys. Please support me. Follow me on social media: LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok at LTAU with Uche. My Instagram is UC_images. Thank you so much for your support. Until next time, peace out.